Well, hello again, everybody. This is Paul and Alexis Tidwell. We are One Vision Distributors, and welcome to week number 5. Alexis and I have over 50 years of combined experience in the wellness industry. And again, I won't go into my background, but we would like to welcome you to today's training call. And then also for those of you that are going to be tuning in a little bit later on the recorded call, we sure appreciate you taking the time to check that out. Today we're going to talk about, as we did in the first presentation on balance, we're going to circle the wagons and we're going to go into a little bit more detail on gastrointestinal health and talk more specifically about digestion and just give you a little bit of some more information on that and some tidbits. Alexis, do you want to do the disclaimer?
Yes, first of all, I just want to tell you how excited I am to be here and tell you that my passion is in the health and fitness industry. Just feel very blessed and honored to be able to share our experience and our knowledge with all of you today, and just let you know that we're going to be sharing some very valuable information today, so please feel free to share this with your loved ones. And if you have any questions during the call, please, you can message us or comment down below, or you can privately message us later, and we will be sure to get back with all of your calls. The FDA disclaimer: these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, and we do not claim to prevent, cure, or treat any disease.
Wonderful. Thanks, Alexis. And with that, let's just jump right in. So, again, like I said, we're going to talk about the balance and why this product was created in the first place. You know, this One Vision is a company that focuses on core health, and balance is a functional food, and it's important to that we just discuss gastrointestinal health. Health starts in the gut. Hippocrates said that. He's the father of medicine, which is really, really ironic because this man lived on Earth 300 years between the 4th and 3rd century BC. So he was on Earth, 300 to 400 years before Jesus was on Earth. And this guy, I think it was divine inspiration. This guy was very, very smart. And he was the one that said health starts in the gut and food is your medicine. So again, like the Amazon Power Blend, balance is a functional food, and what I mean by that is functional foods are where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And as we talked about last time, I don't want to break down each specific ingredient in this, but the main ingredients in the balance are certainly the prebiotic, which is the inulin, 4 grams of inulin in there, which is a prebiotic. The prebiotic actually feeds the probiotic. It ferments in the intestine, and during that process it creates enzymes that are very, very important for digestion, and also it creates a food source for the probiotics. The 2 main probiotics that are in here are Bacillus subtilis and also Bacillus coagulans. And the reason why those 2 probiotics were chosen is because they're extremely hardy. The probiotics in the health and wellness industry and the health and natural food segment is a huge category. It's unbelievable how big that category is. If you were to walk into Whole Foods or Vitamin Shop or your local health and nutrition store, that is a very, very big set. And one of the reasons why is because when you consider 74 to 80% of the general population suffers from some sort of gastrointestinal problem. We all have issues, or we've all had issues at one point or at one point in time or the other. The problem with the vast majority of probiotics that are in these sets, the problem is that they just don't have a long shelf life. A lot of them are refrigerated. Most of them are dead before you even take them home and start using those. And so One Vision and their amazing team, led by Mr. Todd Kirkpatrick, has put together this wonderful formula, and the foundation of these probiotics are these 2 Bacillus subtilis and Bacillus coagulans. Like I said, they're very, very hardy. They're very stable at room temperature. They do really well in dry environments and dry climates, and they're activated in the GI tract where they quickly replicate. And anyways, Alexis.
Well, Paul, I've taken a lot of those products, and I've actually taken probiotics for years, and we've purchased a lot of those products that cost a lot of money. And one thing I noticed when I first started taking this product is it was a lot different, and the reason it's different is because it's got the prebiotic and the probiotic. And if you look up the definition of having those two up in the dictionary, it's actually a symbiotic. Is the kind of defines putting a prebiotic and a probiotic together. And another thing that makes this product so special and unique is the electrolytes, because that helps to put more water into the digestive system, into your gastrointestinal system, and it just makes things flow more smoothly. And within 2 days of taking this product, I knew it was different. I could feel that my tummy was flatter, my digestion was better, my elimination was better. I could eat foods that normally gave me a little bit of upset tummy, like dairy and like wheat. I used to think that I was sensitive to wheat, and now after taking this product, I feel like I can tolerate it more. I'm not saying that, bread is my first choice, but now when I eat it, I don't have that bloaty feeling, and same thing goes with, an occasional yogurt. It just makes me feel so much better. According to Dr. Josh Axe, he's a certified doctor of natural medicine. He's a chiropractor and a clinical nutritionist. He says that 80% of us Americans suffer from some sort of leaky gut. Now, Paul was just saying that 74% of us have some kind of gastrointestinal issue. Well, this guy takes it a little bit further. And these leaky gut symptoms, they can express themselves by having some uncomfortable feeling in your digestive system, but it doesn't always have to be that. It can express itself as acne. It can express itself as thyroid disorders, even in our sexual organs, in the male organs, and the female organs, even autoimmune disorders. 80% of your immune system is in your gut, and so you can see why autoimmune disorders, why people would suffer from that, even depression. Now he says, and Paul just said that Hippocrates said that your health starts in the gut. Well, Hippocrates also said that all disease, you guys, all disease begins in the gut. So if we can get our gut healthy, that can help us with so many disorders. So why do people suffer from these gastrointestinal issues? The biggest reason is because of poor diet, sugar, processed foods, hydrogenated oils, genetically modified foods, chemicals. There's so many chemicals in our food. Even if we try to eat perfectly, our livestock has chemicals, our fruits and vegetables have chemicals, so we need to take something that's going to combat all of those chemicals. Now, Dr. Josh Axe, I love the way he words this, but he says that antibiotics are like the A-bomb for your gut. So if you could think of the very worst thing to put into your gastrointestinal system, that would be antibiotics. And we as Americans take way too many of them. He also talks about 3 gut grenades. He says gluten. Now, gluten is just a sticky protein found in wheat, but a lot of people are sensitive to it. In fact, 1 in every 7 persons are sensitive to wheat or to that gluten.
That's a large number.
And that might, that makes us realize, why there's so many menus and so many food options now that are gluten-free. Now, 1 in 133 people actually have a wheat allergy, which is known as celiac disease. Another gut grenade, you guys, is sugar and alcohol. And I think Paul wanted to talk a little bit about alcohol, but that sugar, you guys, that feeds the yeast in your gastrointestinal system. It feeds the candida, and it can cause all kinds of problems.
It does. It causes all kinds of discomfort, and disease is a scary term. The medical community likes to throw that word out there. a lot, and disease just means dis-ease, the lack of comfort. So, we like to say that we don't diagnose, prescribe, treat, or cure anything. Given the right nutrients and the right food, the body knows what to do with it. The body is absolutely amazing. It's extremely resilient, and the body wants to remain in a state of homeostasis, which is a state of well-being. Back to alcohol, when we talk about the gastrointestinal system, there's really two parts to that. Our main focus is on the lower half. There's the upper half. I won't get into those parts. We all know, pretty much are familiar with the anatomy and how that works with your GI tract. But, we're discussing primarily the small intestine and the large intestine. Together, they make roughly about 9 meters, or if you completely stretch them out, they're like an accordion or like a slinky in your body. But if you completely stretch that out, it's about 30 feet. And it's also an organ. Most people don't realize that your intestines are an organ. And, other than your brain and your heart and possibly your lungs, it's an extremely important organ in the body. Now, your small intestines and your large intestines they have a mucosa layer, and now that's the little lining that lines that organ in the body. And when you consume copious amounts of sugar, and that sugar is fermenting in the body and causing oxidative stress for one thing, and and then you combine alcohol to that. Alcohol is cytotoxic, and what that means is that it kills bad cells and good cells. Alcohol will kill your friendly flora, the friendly bacteria that's in the gut, and it's very, very important. If you drink alcohol, to drink that in moderation, and also to make sure that you're using the balance on a continuous basis to make sure that and it's the perfect name, that you have balance in the gastrointestinal system. And just looking down at my notes here, let's talk a little bit more about this.
Yes, yeah, you bet. So I named 3 of those gut grenades. The 4th gut grenade I want to talk about is dairy. Now, the reason conventional dairy is so bad is because there's 20 different chemicals in your conventional dairy, including growth hormones, medication, painkillers, antibiotics. 80% of the antibiotics are given to our livestock. So even if you're avoiding antibiotics and you think you're eating a pretty good diet, if you're eating meat and you're drinking dairy, you are getting antibiotics, and even more reason to try to stay on something like the balance, where you get the pre and the probiotics. Now, I want to talk a little bit about different foods that can help you kill a leaky gut. Aside from the balance, there's other things you can do. Coconut oil is really good, especially for people that have candida. Absolutely. It's actually antimicrobial, antibacterial. Sauerkraut or fermented veggies are especially good for people with peptic ulcers, or people that don't have enough stomach acid, or acid reflux, people that have that acid reflux come up. Another good thing is goat milk, and we're talking about unconventional dairy here. We're talking about dairy that does not have all of the hormones and antibiotics, and good organic goat milk, or dairy that is cultured, like kefir or yogurt. And of course, when we eat that kefir, drink that kefir, or eat that yogurt, we want to make sure that there's not a lot of sugar in it, that maybe it's naturally sweetened, and maybe we're just mixing a little bit of fruit into it. Now Dr. Josh Axe, he also recommends blueberries, and the reason he recommends those is because it's a very high antioxidant and it's low in sugar. And lucky us, we have something even better than blueberries. We have the Amazon Power Blend, which is very high in antioxidants and very low in sugar. This would be my go-to. I mean, blueberries are great, but this is better. Squash is really good, especially for people that suffer from spleen issues. Bone broth is good because it's high in collagen, proline, glycine, and glutamine. And then, of course, he recommends taking prebiotics and probiotics such as Balance. Now, I just want to cover really quickly the 4 reasons why, and Paul touched on this a little bit, the 4 reasons why you want to be taking a pre or a probiotic. And The number one reason for me is 95% of your gut creates the hormone serotonin, and that's our feel-good hormone. That's the hormone that makes us happy. If you don't have enough serotonin, you start to get sad. You start to feel a little bit depressed. Prebiotics and probiotics help in the proper digestion of food. They can actually help your gut create two enzymes, one called protease that helps you to digest protein, and one called lactase that helps you to digest dairy or milk. That might be why I can tolerate foods better than I've ever been able to tolerate, because I guess I've never had all the essential nutrients I've needed to digest those foods, the wheat and the dairy. I've always considered myself sensitive to wheat and sensitive to dairy, and I'm finding that is so much easier on me. Another thing pre and probiotics can do is help with weight loss, help with elimination, which is going to produce healthy weight loss.
Alexis, let me just, we don't talk a lot about elimination in this company, with One Vision, Alexis and I. You'll certainly hear that a lot more from us. What's normal? I've talked to people throughout the years in our industry and as professionals when we've done nutritional consulting with people. What's normal? I know people that eliminate maybe once or twice or 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. Folks, that is not normal elimination. Mm-hmm. You should be eliminating, and this is a barometer for you, or a benchmark, after each meal. If you eat 3 or 4 small meals a day, you should be eliminating 3 or 4 times a day. If you're drinking plenty of fluid, more specifically water, you should be drinking half your weight in ounces of water per day. That's a lot of water. And, you would never ever think of going to the bathroom and look down at the toilet and see no water in there and use the toilet without any water. Well, your body's the same way. That fluid is critical and vital to gastrointestinal health, especially if you're trying to lose weight, manage your weight, your body fat. Maintaining proper balance in the gut will really, really go a long way in helping you, get to your weight loss goals. It's critical.
And since you brought that up, somebody recently asked me, is Balance a cleanse? Because it has a lot of fiber in it. Is it going to make me go to the bathroom more? And you guys, that is not the case. It is not a cleanse. It's going to help your body do what your body should be doing naturally. And I don't want to get gross, but when you feel the need to go to the bathroom, and you do go to the bathroom, it just makes your bathroom experience better. It makes your colon empty more completely. It makes if I could use the word poop, it makes your poop formed better. And it makes it so that you don't have that bloaty feeling. And I know this isn't something we want to talk about, but I think it's important to know, like Paul said, what is normal and what should be happening. And just telling you, this is not a product where you take and you feel like you have to be by a bathroom all day. You're going to go probably the same amount. It's just that your bathroom experience is going to be a better experience.
And if you're not, if you're not eliminating regularly by using Balance, folks, it's an insurance policy. It's very, very inexpensive to use. We've done our research. Every time I was just in a nutrition store in Santa Fe over the weekend. I was in a Whole Foods, and one of the first things that we do and that I love to do is just go check out what's on the shelf. And it blows my mind how inexpensive this product is. If you're not using it, you ought to be using it for good reason. And again, I commend the wonderful team at One Vision, Mr. Todd Kirkpatrick and Mr. Davis, for coming out with an amazing product and literally having the vision to create such a marvelous product at such a great price point. The whole family ought to be using this. It's extremely inexpensive at $39.99 for distributor price. There's no reason why you shouldn't be using this.
And speaking more about price, a lot of people like to drink kombucha, and we've talked about that a little bit. Oh, yeah. Some people will make it in their home, and it's really hard to control the bacteria and control the sterilization. But if you go to a health food store and buy a bottle of kombucha, it's going to be $4 or $5. And when you think about this product, one packet is going to be a little more than $1 because there's 30 packets in it, and it retails, or at the distributor price is about $40. Kombucha, it tends to have a little bit of alcohol. It tends to have a little bit of sugar. It's got caffeine in it. It does feed your body with the friendly bacteria. But if you want my opinion, I would rather take something that's very high in antioxidants, that has guaranteed prebiotics and probiotics, and that has the electrolytes, and that has no sugar. This stuff is so much better, you guys, than kombucha, and less expensive.
And it's loaded with our 3 superfruits, the acai, the camu camu, and the kupuasu. So it has antioxidant support in it already, and along with the Amazon Power Blend, you're getting a lot of those valuable phytonutrients. And folks, Alexis was talking about kombucha. It is the latest craze. You go into a health food store, and I liken it to going into your local grocery store into the carbonated soft drink section that's just from floor to ceiling loaded with that. Your health food store, there are so many companies producing kombucha, and it's very expensive. $4 or $5. I've seen as expensive as $7 or $8, and there's people buying the stuff by the case in there. You can accomplish way much more by using this product every day at pennies on the dollar compared to kombucha, for sure.
Okay, and then I promised you guys 4 reasons why you want to be taking a pre and probiotic, so I'm going to get to the 3rd and 4th one. The next reason is because it supports your immune system. Like we said, 80% of your immune system stems from your gut. By taking this product, you're going to supply your gut with more friendly microorganisms, and it's going to help weed out the bad bacteria and just supply your gut with good bacteria. The other reason is pre and probiotics act as anti-inflammatories in the gut. And the good news is, you guys, if you're suffering from leaky gut syndrome, you can reverse these problems in as little as 24 hours. Some people have even more severe problems, like maybe Crohn's disease or like celiac disease. And we want to touch on that a little bit about the best way to take this product. Most people do great on a packet a day. And when you first start taking it, most people will experience a little bit of gas, and that's a really good thing, because that means that the probiotic is feeding the prebiotic, and there's actually fermentation going on, and so you're going to get a little bit of gas. Some people do fine on that. Some people experience a lot of discomfort, and for those people, I would suggest breaking it down to just half a packet a day, maybe doing that for 3 or 4 days, maybe even a week. And then continuing to do a packet a day and see how it goes.
And Alexis, we've talked to a lot of people. We've had the chance to get feedback from a lot of people that have taken this approach, and it's worked really, really well for them. Don't want to really single out your mother, but I was having this discussion with her a few days ago, and she started by using half a pack a day for 4 or 5 days. She had absolutely no discomfort at all taking it that way, and is now using a full pack per day.
And she's had great results with this product so far. She's super excited because she has suffered for at least 5 years with gastrointestinal problems. So really excited about it. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about here? People with gastrointestinal problems, they're already having inflammation, so it's really ironic, because even though they might experience a little bit of discomfort with this product at first, they need this product. It's very, very important that they get started on this and they stay on it. And as far as the best time of day to take this product, really any time is a good time. Some people are taking it in the evening, some people are taking it in the morning. My suggestion is, just make sure you take it every day. And over time, the balance is really going to, help everybody out. I think, did you cover all of the ingredients that you wanted to talk about?
We pretty much did.
Okay.
And again, there's really no right or wrong time during the day to take it. The other night, we were turning in for the evening and had forgotten that we had been so busy that day. We had forgotten to take it, and so I mixed it up, and we took it right before bed. And the important thing is to take it every day. And folks, this is something that can be given to your toddlers. I call this a cradle to grave product. It's something that we can all use and benefit from. It's functional food combined with the Amazon Power Blend. You will not find, and I am a research geek and a nerd when it comes to this stuff, you will not find a company out there, direct selling or otherwise, that is approaching core health with a combination like this. It does not exist, period. And you talk about a quick way of restoring your core health in a quick, short amount of time. We talk a lot about weight management in this company. It is a wonderful side effect. Without the addition of our metabolic enhancers, our fat burners, as some of you know them by, if you don't even use any of those and just use the Amazon Power Blend and the balance, and you do your best to eliminate refined sugar in your diet, specifically corn syrup, and also hydrogenated oils, you will restore your health in no time at all.
Speaking of being a cradle to grave product, pregnant women who have a healthier gastrointestinal system will have babies with stronger immune systems. So it's really important. This is something you can take when you're pregnant too. Really important to get that balance in the right order.
Absolutely.
And this is just kind of a little side note that I wanted to talk about if we had enough time, and we seem to be doing fine on time. But a tribe from Venezuela has 3 times more probiotics in their gastrointestinal system than the typical American. And the reason why is because they've never had antibiotics. They eat fermented foods as part of their diet. Their soil is rich in probiotics. Prebiotics are abundant in the foods they eat, the fibrous foods that they eat, and they're outside a lot. So that's something else to consider is, going outside actually helps our gastrointestinal system, helps us synthesize more vitamin D, just helps our depression, helps our mood, helps us to be happier people. So let's talk a little bit more about the other products, so we can cover this one really quick.
So the Amazon Power Blend, during week 6, which is next Thursday, we will revisit this amazing product. We'll talk a little bit more about oxidative stress and how to manage that. We're all subjected to it through the food that we eat and through our environment that we live in. And so we'll be discussing the Amazon Power Blend in a little bit more detail. We will also, we have these 3 wonderful metabolic enhancers. And I personally love the Ignite, the Core Revive, and the regular Core products are fantastic products. If you're looking to get from point A to point B with your weight loss goals, I would recommend trying these if you haven't tried them. Find the one that you like and the one that works the best for you, but it will help you get from point A to point B much, much faster. And then also the Amavita, which is our skincare line, is a fantastic line of products. We talked about these products last week. Here in a few more weeks, we'll circle back around to those. And
now, all of our products have our 3 superfruits, the camu camu, the kuguasu, the acai, even our metabolic burners, and even our skincare line. And antioxidants are so important not only for the inside of our body, but for our skin as well. And so it's just so nice that these have those antioxidants and are going to fight against free radical damage. Just real quick, I just want to say one thing. We just barely got back from a family reunion, and we went to my aunt's house for dinner, and she is 67 years old, people, and you would not have believed her spread. She's got her sprouted almonds, she's got her fermented veggies, she had boiled eggs, she had a huge bowl of guacamole, just a bunch of smashed up avocado, and 3 different kinds of homemade hummus. And this woman this is her lifestyle. She's been eating this way since I can remember. And she is just a beautiful, bubbly person. Sorry, don't mean to get emotional, but you would not believe how youthful looking she is. Her skin is just amazing. I just wanted to add that because, that's proof in the pudding how antioxidants and products like Balance and good lifestyle choices can help you throughout your life.
I just want to give, I've seen some incredible testimonies this past week. There's our 30-minute mark, so we're doing great. We'll just wrap up here right now. But I've seen, Alexis and I have both read just heartwarming, extremely impressive testimonies from a lot of folks out there. And listen, we are all on our own wellness journey. And like I've said many times in the past, it doesn't matter where you're at in this process. The important part is that you're on this journey. And I am a big believer in education. So is Alexis. I encourage every one of you just to, we're all foot soldiers in this battle. And I encourage every single one of you just to do your due diligence and research, the ingredients that are in these wonderful products. I know that's boring to some of you. And then just keep the pedal on the gas when it comes to your wellness journey. And it doesn't do us any good if we're not sharing this information with other people. And I cannot tell you how passionate I am about this company and these wonderful products. I tell Mr. Davis all the time, I didn't find One Vision. I wasn't looking for this opportunity. One Vision found us. And I am so grateful for that opportunity. And we are very, very blessed to be involved with this company and so honored to be able to share this information with you folks. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll be back here next Thursday at 12 o'clock. And until then, make it a great week. Have a fantastic weekend. And keep using your One Vision products. They work and we change lives. Thanks and God bless.
Thank you so much.